Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. To this day.
Nino Brown Boxing, I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Okay. All of this Terence Crawford, Keith Thurman, and Kell Brook talk has got me scratching my head right now because it seems to me the moment that it started to look like Terence Crawford was going to go into the direction of facing Kell Brook over Keith Thurman, the history of Keith Thurman within the last 2.5 years has been completely forgotten, erased, or ignored. I say that to say, I remember when Keith Thurman was getting clowned for fans running up on him for ducking Errol Spence, when Keith Thurman confirmed that he was ducking Errol Spence, when Keith Thurman said openly that he is not as hungry as Errol Spence, when it was all of these consistencies with Keith Thurman's injuries. We're talking shoulders, we're talking elbows, we're talking hands. It was talks about Keith Thurman playing his flute, Keith Thurman getting married, Keith Thurman ballooning up in weight to the point that his suit blazer is extremely tight. Keith Thurman and Errol Spence sitting on the panel for the PBC, and Keith can't even give Errol any eye contact. Keith Thurman was getting clowned the entire 2018. Keith Thurman had one fight in 2017, and if I'm not mistaken, it was like one fight in 2016. With all of that being said, I remember the criticism for Keith Thurman was extremely heavy. Now, 2019 rolls around. Keith Thurman, he finally gets back in the ring, and he faced Josecito Lopez. Almost got knocked the fuck out, but he fought through it, and he pulled off the victory. He defended his title. Now, his next fight, 2019, he fought Manny Pacquiao. Then Keith Thurman, he takes his first L. He got knocked down in a fight as well. And then he loses his belt to Manny Pacquiao, and now we're here. That was Keith Thurman's last fight. Now, when it comes to the whole Kell Brook comparison, yes, Kell Brook, he beat Shawn Porter in 2014, and people are talking about how long ago that was. I get it. That at this point in time, we're in 2020, that was a long time ago. But at the same time, Shawn Porter hasn't attempted to avenge his loss. Shawn Porter has talked about he wanted to avenge his loss with Keith Thurman. I just found that to be very interesting. Fast forward. We can call it whatever you want. Okay, fast forward. Kell Brook actually got in the ring and he actually faced Errol Spence Jr. Kell Brook could have ducked. He could have vacated his belt. He could have faked an injury, but he didn't. He got in the ring. He fought Errol Spence. It was an extremely exciting fight over in the UK. That was a fight that put Errol Spence on the map and the night he became a champion. Kell Brook could have strategically moved around and put on his best Keith Thurman mask and had Eddie Hearn come up with some bullshit excuse, but he didn't. So now fast forward to 2020, Terence Crawford is in a position where he got called out by Keith, a guy that was heavily criticized all of 2018, all of 2019, right after his victory over Josecito Lopez. And now we have Kell Brook. The only difference between Keith Thurman and Kell Brook in my book is, one's from the UK and one's not. We can't even say, Keith Thurman has been more active. Like, Keith Thurman was out an entire year, the whole 2018, one fight 2017, one fight 2016. That doesn't seem active to me. So Keith Thurman and Kell Brook both only have one loss at welterweight. They're equals. Neither guy has a belt. Neither guy has done anything spectacular in the last few years. Keith Thurman lost, and then he almost got stopped by a welterweight journeyman. None of that shit is impressive. Whatever stuff that Kell Brook is doing up at 154, none of it's impressive. But both of these guys are former champs. But it's one thing to me that sets them apart. And his one man ducked Errol Spence, and the other man didn't. And at this point in time, it seemed like Terence Crawford is going into the direction of the man that did not duck Errol Spence. And I'm all for it. So we'll see how things play out. Obviously, this fight with Terence Crawford and Keith Thurman is not, and Terence Crawford and Kell Brook, it's not set in stone. It's nothing official. But I think it's ridiculous to say that Keith Thurman is above Kell Brook in any capacity when Keith Thurman was just a punchline the entire 2018. But we'll see how everything plays out. It's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC, and I'm out.